20 Simple Habits to Boost Your Brain Power. Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel, MT. Today, we're going to talk about something that I believe everyone is interested in: how to become a little bit smarter every single day. Now, when I say smarter, I don't mean becoming a genius overnight or anything like that. I'm talking about small, simple things you can do in your daily life to make your mind sharper, quicker, and more creative. It's like going to the gym, but for your brain. You wouldn't expect to get huge muscles after one workout, right? It's the same with your brain. It's the small, consistent habits that make the biggest difference in the long run. We're going to go through 20 simple habits that you can start doing today to give your brain a little boost. These are not complicated or expensive things. In fact, many of them are things you might already be doing, but maybe not in a way that really benefits your brain. We'll explore how to tweak your daily routine to get the most out of it. Before we dive in, I have a simple question for you. What is one small thing you've done today that made you think? It could be anything from solving a puzzle to reading a new word. Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say. Now, let's get into the first habit, and it's something you're doing right now: reading. But I want to be more specific. I'm talking about reading things that are a little bit outside of your comfort zone. If you usually read fiction, try picking up a nonfiction book about a topic you know nothing about. If you're into history, maybe try a book about science. The idea is to expose your brain to new ideas and new ways of thinking. When you read something new, your brain has to work a little harder to understand it. It has to create new connections between brain cells. Think of it like this. If you only ever walk the same path to the store, you know that path really well. But what if you take a different route? You have to pay more attention, you notice new things, and you create a new map in your head. That's what reading new things does for your brain. It builds new pathways and makes your mind more flexible. It doesn't have to be a whole book either. It could be a long article online, a magazine, or even the back of a cereal box. The key is to be curious and to actively seek out new information. Don't just passively let words wash over you. Think about what you're reading. Ask yourself questions about it. Do you agree with the author? Why or why not? This active engagement is what really helps to strengthen your brain. The second habit is to get enough quality sleep. I know, you've heard this a million times before. But it's so important that it's worth repeating. Sleep is not a waste of time. It's when your brain does its housekeeping. While you're sleeping, your brain is busy cleaning out all the junk that has built up during the day. It's also when your brain consolidates memories, which means it takes all the things you learned during the day and stores them away for later. If you don't get enough sleep, your brain doesn't have enough time to do all this important work. You wake up feeling groggy, you can't concentrate, and you have trouble remembering things. It's like trying to cook in a dirty kitchen. You can't find anything, and everything is a mess. That's what your brain is like without enough sleep. So, how much sleep is enough? Most adults need around 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep per night. And when I say quality sleep, I mean uninterrupted sleep in a dark, quiet, and cool room. If you have trouble sleeping, there are a few things you can try. Avoid caffeine and alcohol before bed. Create a relaxing bedtime routine, like taking a warm bath or reading a book. And try to go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps to regulate your body's internal clock, which can improve your sleep quality. Our third habit is all about moving your body. Regular physical exercise is one of the best things you can do for your brain. When you exercise, you increase blood flow to your brain, which delivers more oxygen and nutrients. This helps your brain cells to grow and stay healthy. Exercise also releases chemicals in your brain that can improve your mood and reduce stress. And we all know that it's hard to think clearly when you're feeling stressed out. You don't have to run a marathon to get the brain-boosting benefits of exercise. Even a brisk walk for 30 minutes a day can make a big difference. The key is to find an activity that you enjoy and that you can stick with. It could be dancing, swimming, cycling, or even just playing with your kids in the park. The important thing is to get your heart rate up and to move your body regularly. And here's a little trick. If you really want to give your brain a workout, try an activity that requires you to think and move at the same time. Something like dancing, where you have to learn new steps, or a sport like tennis, where you have to think about strategy. These kinds of activities challenge both your body and your mind, which is a great way to keep your brain sharp. Next up, let's talk about what you're putting into your body. Eating a healthy diet is crucial for brain health. Your brain is a very hungry organ. It uses about 20% of the calories you consume. And just like a fancy car, it needs high-quality fuel to run properly. So what does a brain-healthy diet look like? Well, it's not about a specific diet plan with a long list of rules. It's more about a general pattern of eating. Think about foods that are rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Things like fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats. For example, fatty fish like salmon is a great source of omega-3 fatty acids, which are essential for brain health. Blueberries are packed with antioxidants that can help to protect your brain from damage. And nuts and seeds are a good source of vitamin E, which is also important for brain function. On the other hand, you want to limit your intake of processed foods, sugary drinks, and unhealthy fats. These foods can cause inflammation in your body, which is not good for your brain. Think of it like this. You wouldn't put cheap, low-quality fuel in a high-performance car, would you? So, why would you do that to your brain? Eating a healthy diet is a simple but powerful way to support your brain health and keep your mind working at its best. Habit number 5 is to challenge your mind in new ways. Just like your muscles, your brain needs to be challenged to grow stronger. If you only ever do things that are easy for you, your brain will get lazy. You need to push it out of its comfort zone. So, how can you do that? Well, there are lots of ways. You could learn a new skill, like playing a musical instrument or speaking a foreign language. These kinds of activities are great for your brain because they require you to learn new patterns and to think in new ways. You could also try puzzles and games that make you think, like crossword puzzles, Sudoku, or chess. These games can help to improve your problem-solving skills and your memory, but it doesn't have to be a formal activity. You can challenge your mind in small ways throughout your day. For example, try taking a different route to work, or brushing your teeth with your non-dominant hand. These simple changes can help to stimulate your brain and keep it active. The key is to be intentional about it. Look for opportunities to challenge your mind and to learn new things. Don't be afraid to try something that you're not good at. The process of learning is what's most important for your brain. Our 6th habit is to stay social. Humans are social creatures. We need to interact with other people to be happy and healthy. And it turns out that being social is also really good for your brain. When you have a conversation with someone, you have to listen to what they're saying. You have to think about how to respond, and you have to read their body language. All of this is a great workout for your brain. Social interaction can also help to reduce stress and improve your mood, which, as we've already discussed, is important for clear thinking. So, make time for your friends and family. Join a club or a group that shares your interests. Volunteer in your community. Do whatever you can to connect with other people. And it's not just about having a lot of friends. The quality of your relationships is more important than the quantity. Having a few close friends that you can really talk to is better than having 100 acquaintances. So, nurture your relationships. Be a good listener. And make an effort to stay connected with the people who are important to you. Your brain will thank you for it. The 7th habit is to practice mindfulness. In our busy, fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in our thoughts and to be constantly distracted. Mindfulness is the practice of paying attention to the present moment without judgment. It's about being aware of your thoughts, feelings, and bodily sensations without getting carried away by them. Now, you might be thinking that this sounds a bit woo-woo, but there's actually a lot of science behind it. Studies have shown that mindfulness can help to reduce stress, improve focus, and even change the structure of your brain. So, how do you practice mindfulness? There are many ways to do it. You could try meditation, where you sit quietly and focus on your breath. You could do yoga, which combines physical postures with breathing and meditation. Or you could simply try to be more mindful in your daily life. For example, when you're eating a meal, really pay attention to the taste, smell, and texture of your food. When you're walking outside, notice the feeling of the sun on your skin and the sound of the birds singing. The goal is to bring a sense of awareness to whatever you're doing. It's a simple but powerful way to train your brain to be more focused and less reactive. Habit number 8 is to take breaks. It might sound counterintuitive, but but taking regular breaks can actually make you more productive and more creative. Your brain is not a machine. It can't just keep going and going without a rest. It needs time to recharge. If you try to force yourself to focus for long periods of time, you'll eventually hit a wall. Your attention will start to wander and you'll become less efficient. That's why it's so important to take regular breaks throughout your day. A break doesn't have to be long. Even just a few minutes can be enough to refresh your mind. Get up from your desk and stretch. Walk around the room, look out the window. Do something completely different from what you were doing before. The idea is to give your brain a chance to switch gears. And here's a pro tip. When you're taking a break, try to do something that is relaxing and enjoyable. Don't use your break to check your email or scroll through social media. That's just another form of mental stimulation. Instead, do something that allows your mind to truly rest. You'll come back to your work feeling refreshed and ready to focus. The 9th habit is to write things down. We are constantly bombarded with information. It's impossible to remember everything. That's why writing things down is so important. When you write something down, you're essentially outsourcing your memory. You're freeing up mental space so that you can focus on more important things. But writing things down is not just about remembering things. It can also help you to think more clearly. The act of writing forces you to organize your thoughts and to express them in a coherent way. It can help you to see connections that you might have missed before. So, get into the habit of writing things down. It could be a to-do list, a journal, or just a few notes on a piece of paper. The important thing is to get your thoughts out of your head and onto the page. You'll be surprised at how much clearer you feel. And here's another benefit of writing. It can help you to learn new things. When you're trying to learn something new, try to explain it in your own words in writing. This will help you to understand the material better and to remember it for longer. Our 10th habit is to listen to music. Music is a powerful tool that can affect your mood, your energy levels, and even your brain function. Different types of music can have different effects. For example, classical music has been shown to improve focus and concentration. Upbeat music can boost your mood and motivation, and ambient music can help you to relax and de-stress. So, experiment with different types of music and see what works for you. You could create different playlists for different activities. For example, you might have a playlist for working, a playlist for exercising, and a playlist for relaxing. And it's not just about listening to music passively. You can also get a brain boost from playing a musical instrument. As we discussed earlier, learning a new skill like playing an instrument is a great way to challenge your brain. It requires you to use multiple parts of your brain at the same time, which can help to improve your cognitive function. So, whether you're listening to music or playing it yourself, make sure to incorporate it into your daily life. Let's move on to habit number 11, which is to drink plenty of water. Your brain is about 75% water, so it makes sense that you need to stay hydrated to keep it working properly. Even mild dehydration can affect your mood, your energy levels, and your ability to think clearly. When you're dehydrated, your brain tissue can actually shrink. This can make it harder for your brain to do its job. So, how much water should you be drinking? The old rule of thumb is 8 glasses a day, but the amount you need can vary depending on your activity level, the climate you live in, and other factors. A good way to tell if you're getting enough water is to check the color of your urine. If it's pale yellow, you're probably well hydrated. If it's dark yellow, you need to drink more water. And don't wait until you're thirsty to drink. Thirst is actually a sign that you're already dehydrated. So, make a habit of sipping water throughout the day. Keep a water bottle with you at all times. And if you don't like plain water, you can add a slice of lemon or a few berries to give it some flavor. Your brain will thank you for it. The 12th habit is to spend time in nature. In our modern world, we spend a lot of time indoors, staring at screens. But spending time in nature can have a profound effect on our well-being and our brain function. When you're in nature, you're away from the constant noise and distractions of city life. This can help to reduce stress and mental fatigue. It can also improve your focus and your creativity. One study found that people who went for a walk in nature performed better on a memory test than people who went for a walk in a city. So, make an effort to spend time in nature every day. It doesn't have to be a long hike in the mountains. It could be a walk in a local park, a visit to a botanical garden, or even just sitting in your backyard. The important thing is to be present and to engage your senses. Notice the sights, sounds, and smells of nature. Feel the sun on your skin and the breeze in your hair. This simple practice can do wonders for your brain and your overall health. Habit number 13 is to learn to say no. We live in a culture that glorifies being busy. We're constantly being asked to do more, to take on more responsibilities, and to be more productive. But there's a limit to how much we can do. If you try to do too much, you'll eventually burn out. You'll feel stressed, overwhelmed, and unable to think clearly. That's why it's so important to learn to say no. Saying no is not about being selfish or lazy. It's about setting boundaries and protecting your time and energy. It's about making sure that you have enough time for the things that are most important to you, like your health, your relationships, and your own well-being. So before you say yes to something, take a moment to think about it. Do you really have the time and energy to do it? Is it something that you really want to do? If the answer is no, then it's okay to say no. You don't have to give a long explanation. A simple, "I'm sorry, I can't do that right now," is enough. Learning to say no is a skill that takes practice, but it's one that can make a huge difference in your life. The 14th habit is to keep a journal. We've already talked about the benefits of writing things down, but keeping a journal is a specific type of writing that can be particularly beneficial for your brain. When you write in a journal, you're not just recording events, you're also reflecting on your thoughts and feelings. This can help you to understand yourself better and to process your emotions in a healthy way. It can also help you to identify patterns in your thinking and behavior that you might not have noticed before. And here's another benefit of journaling. It can help to reduce stress. When you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed, writing about your problems can help to get them out of your head and onto the page. This can make them seem less daunting and more manageable. So, if you're looking for a simple way to boost your brain power and improve your mental health, try keeping a journal. You don't have to write in it every day. Just a few times a week can be enough to make a difference. Our 15th habit is to practice gratitude. Gratitude is the quality of being thankful. It's about appreciating the good things in your life, both big and small. It might sound simple, but practicing gratitude can have a powerful effect on your brain and your overall well-being. When you focus on the good things in your life, you're essentially training your brain to be more positive. This can help to reduce stress, improve your mood, and even boost your immune system. So, how do you practice gratitude? There are many ways to do it. You could keep a gratitude journal where you write down 3 things you're grateful for each day. You could make a habit of telling people in your life that you appreciate them. Or you could simply take a few moments each day to reflect on the things that you're thankful for. The key is to make it a regular practice. The more you do it, the more you'll start to notice the good things in your life. And that can make a big difference in how you feel and how you think. Let's move on to habit number 16, which is to laugh more. Laughter is often called the best medicine, and for good reason. It's a powerful tool that can improve your mood, reduce stress, and even boost your brain function. When you laugh, you release endorphins, which are chemicals in your brain that have a feel-good effect. Laughter can also increase blood flow to your brain, which, as we've discussed, is important for brain health. So, make an effort to find humor in your daily life. Watch a funny movie, read a funny book, or spend time with people who make you laugh. And don't be afraid to laugh at yourself. Taking yourself too seriously can be a major source of stress. So, lighten up, have some fun, and don't forget to laugh. It's a simple and enjoyable way to keep your brain healthy and your spirits high. The 17th habit is to get some sun. Sunlight is a natural source of vitamin D, which is an important nutrient for brain health. Vitamin D plays a role in many brain functions, including memory and mood. Some studies have even linked low levels of vitamin D to an increased risk of cognitive decline. So, try to get some sun exposure every day. You don't need to spend hours in the sun to get the benefits. Just 10 to 15 minutes of sun exposure on your arms and legs a few times a week can be enough to produce the vitamin D you need. Of course, it's important to be safe about it. Avoid being in the sun during the peak hours of the day and wear sunscreen to protect your skin from damage. And if you live in a place where you don't get much sun, you might want to consider taking a vitamin D supplement. But for most people, a little bit of sunshine is a simple and effective way to support their brain health. Habit number 18 is to declutter your space. Your physical environment can have a big impact on your mental state. A cluttered and messy space can make you feel stressed, anxious, and overwhelmed. It can also make it harder to focus and to be productive. On the other hand, a clean and organized space can help you to feel calm, relaxed, and in control. It can also free up mental energy so that you can focus on more important things. So, take some time to declutter your space. Start with one small area, like your desk or a drawer. Get rid of anything you don't need or use, and find a place for everything that's left. The goal is to create a space that is both functional and enjoyable to be in. You'll be surprised at how much of a difference it can make to your mental clarity. Our 19th habit is to be a lifelong learner. The world is constantly changing, and there's always something new to learn. Being a lifelong learner is not just about going to school or getting a degree. It's about having a curious and open mind. It's about being willing to learn new things, to try new experiences, and to challenge your own assumptions. When you're a lifelong learner, you're constantly stimulating your brain and keeping it active. This can help to protect your brain from age-related decline and to keep your mind sharp for years to come. So, how can you be a lifelong learner? There are many ways to do it. You could take a class, read a book, watch a documentary, or learn a new skill. You could also travel to new places and experience different cultures. The important thing is to never stop learning. Keep your mind curious, and you'll keep it young. And finally, our 20th habit is to reflect on your day. At the end of each day, take a few moments to reflect on what happened. What went well? What could you have done better? What did you learn? This simple practice can help you to learn from your experiences and to make better decisions in the future. It can also help you to appreciate your progress and to stay motivated. You could do this in a journal, or you could simply do it in your head before you go to sleep. The important thing is to make it a regular habit. The more you reflect on your day, the more you'll learn about yourself and the world around you. And that's a great way to become a little bit smarter every single day. So there you have it, 20 simple habits that can help you to boost your brain power. I hope you found this video helpful. Remember, you don't have to do all of these things at once. Start with one or two that resonate with you, and then gradually add more as you go. The key is to be consistent. It's the small daily habits that make the biggest difference in the long run. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to MT for more content like this. I'll see you in the next one.